Hello and welcome again to another episode in my learning journey with Wiz. So we've done a lot and we're still going to do a lot. Okay. If you know that this is the first time right right here in this channel, thank you so much for tuning in. If this isn't your first time, thank you so much for coming back. I hope you like it here and I hope you drop a like and subscribe if this is your first time. This is African Cyber Girl, where she builds a cyber shield from zero to cyber shield, right? And we're focusing on ways for now. Okay, so today we're going to be learning what I was introduced to basically, and that is with Wiz Threat Intel Center. So what this does is that it's a dashboard inside of Wiz that shows new and important cyber threats, right? That could affect your cloud system, and it's quite powerful, right? I know that I've been using that word powerful with Wiz. It's just that the things I discover as I've been learning, they're mind blowing, and I'd like to share. Yeah, because I don't get keep here. So what with Threat Intel Center does is that they have a dedicated team that the only thing they do is that they study, maybe not the only thing, but the major thing that they do is that they study new attacks happening around the world. And instead of you doing the research yourself, right, they bring it to you directly. So you don't have to, they've done the hard work. All you just have to do is to protect your system from these things. And before we start, right, this looks like where we left off with sports. But yeah, before we start, I want to give us a case scenario where we'll build from there. So we want to do an automation, right, using this tool with Wiz. And the case scenario here is, let's say your manager wants to stay informed whenever we detect a new high profile threat. Okay. But they don't want to log in into the Wiz portal every time to always check this update, right? Knowing that other team members might also want this alert. Now you decide to set up an automation rule in ways that automatically sends an email notification whenever a new threat advisory appears. This way, anyone who needs to stay informed can simply receive the alert in their inbox. And to make sure that this setup works correctly, you first have to add your own email address and send a test notification to confirm that the alert is delivered successfully. Simple, short, and wonderful. So now that we know what this tool is capable of doing, instead of us having to, log in every time, let's do an automation, right? Let's do an email automation. And the first thing we're going to be doing here is that this is our Wish portal, as we all know it. And right, surprisingly, we have the Threat Intel Center right here in our board. And to come over here to the Threat Intel Center, we'll just see it staring right in front of our face. So you click on the Threat Intel Center here, okay? And I mean, this is amazing, right? This is, I would say that this is just one of the many notifications that you'd see. This is an Iranian aligned water conducts multi-stage espionage operation. I mean, this is a mouthful rather. A retroactive privilege expansion of Google API keys with Gemini API, potential for increased Iranian cyber activity following attacks. I mean, this is, you can check the date. This is about 2nd of March 2026. This is 3rd of March. This is 5th of March. So these things are quite updated. And but I mean, this is not what we want to do right now. But we can see them here, right? We can see all of these things right here. But what we basically want to do is that we want to create an automation to this thing. And you can see create automation right here in the top right corner of this screen. So you can click on it, right? and we are going to configure the automation rule. So I have a name here that I had saved up, and you all know that if this isn't my first time doing this, I'll let you know. But guys, this is my first time doing this. So we're gonna do it together. We'll learn together, we fail together. What's the fun in it? So for our name, I have that saved up, and that is what I just pasted there. Okay. And our description, do we need to add anything to our description? Maybe not anything. Considering that it is optional, so we can just let that be. For our scope, we'll leave that to all projects. And now our conditional rules. Okay. So for when, we can keep the default setting, right? That is when a risk issue is created. Okay. So for our if, right, we can also keep the default settings here, which is risks include any high profile threat. Okay. And we can just come over here to add a filter. And the filter here will just add like a resource status, right? So our resource status can be active. Okay. So this condition understands that it is active, right? So in the next condition that we have here under the rule, we can choose an action, right? And the action will be obviously an email. Okay, so we can search for email here, can pick send an email, and then we continue. So this looks great. This looks cool. This looks wonderful. So now that we just proceeded to continue, the next thing we can do is to add our email address. So usually this is the second time I'm working with something that has to do with an email. And I did choose load from template, right? But I don't know if we should produce and proceed as this, or just I don't know, I'm just thinking. Let's see what this does. If we have to load from templates. Oh, okay. So okay, let's not do that then. All right, so let's leave this as it is. So for our email address, email address, so for our email address, we can decide to use this email address. Okay, what will be the next thing for CC? I don't think we need to copy anything. CC, no need to do that. Just add an email address and then come over here to add the issues evidence as an attachment, right? I think we're good to go. Default, right? Notes, okay. And we can, you know, test this, right? So let's go and test. Oh, that's amazing. So our test action was successful, which is good, by the way. All right. So the next thing we can do is to add action. So we've added action, and then we can now click to add rule. Rule created. We can see that. So now that the rule is created, I don't know if we are going to right away receive an email, seeing that the condition is that, okay, when an high profile threat is detected, then the email, that action should be triggered, and then the automation happens. But let's see. We can see them here. We just see that we just created this, that race issue is created. We can see that here. So remember that this is a shared lab. So I'm not just the only person working on this. A bunch of other people here, and all of them are amazing. So And I got an email. I got an email for an issue created, which is with mock data for testing. So you can see my customized Wiz, yeah. So issue created notification. This is an automated notification from Wiz about the following event. The name of the event as follows: description, status, severity, project, note, suggested, remediation. So because this is just testing test, that is why, I mean, obviously there are no suggested remediation, but this is something like you should get. And just know that your inbox is going to be flooded. Just you just have to mentally prepare for that, because every time it is detected, trust me, you will get an email. I love that it's automated. You can always cancel whenever you want to. But that aside, we are done for today's hands-on, and I mean, I hope that you did enjoy it like I did, and the way that it's been amazing learning with Wiz, and I can't wait to see what I can do with Wiz. And the only way that you can actually learn alongside me is if you subscribed, right? Because if haven't subscribed to this channel, it's goodbye for now. But if you have, I'll be seeing you next time in my next video. So until then, have a wonderful day. Do not forget to like this video because it helps, right? I mean, it's becoming a mantra, but do not forget to like this video. I'd like to see that pop-up notification that you enjoyed it as much as I do.